Rapper YNW Melly has spent the last 4 years behind bars awaiting his trial for murder charges. Every day for Melly looks like a step closer to the end. And no, I don't mean his trial. The rapper has received death threats while behind bars, he has suffered ill treatment at the hands of jail officials, and to top it off, he might be put on death row. Keep watching till the end of this video to find out what's really happening to YNW Melly behind bars. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. YNW Melly's life threatened. YNW Melly sent out a cry for help from prison after his life was threatened. It's been a lot going on for Melly since he got locked up, but taking to his Instagram to write, "As of this moment today, I am officially in fear of my life," showed the world just how much danger he might really be in behind bars. Melly took to his Instagram to share what's happening with him behind bars, as he claimed that he has now been given harder punishments and isn't getting the same treatment as other inmates. He wrote, "A new captain named Hubert and XO Jenkins have taken over the jail for 2 weeks now and have handed out even harsher punishments for me than the previous ones in place. Since December 1st, I have been moved and housed on a unit that holds 24 inmates at once." He further revealed that he has no means of communication with the outside world, not even as little as getting a newspaper. He said, "I'm the only inmate being housed on the vacant unit with no phone privilege, no television, and no access to a newspaper." If you think that's all that has been happening to Melly behind bars, think again. Not only does Melly have no freedom to reach out to the outside, but he also doesn't have freedom behind bars. He shared that the prison authorities have been watching his every move through surveillance, just to make sure that he doesn't communicate with the outside world and let people know about the injustice he's suffering. He wrote via his Instagram, "I'm being mistreated, discriminated, threatened physically, harassed. When I come out of my cell for 1 hour a day, all other inmates in the adjoining dorms must go back in their cell. I'm being subjected to cruel and unusual treatment at the hands of deputies and high-ranking staff of the Broward Sheriff's Office." And believe me when I tell you, that's not even the worst of what Melly is going through behind bars. The rapper has had his life threatened by officials right in the jail where he's being held. Melly, who is afraid for his life, isn't scared to call the names of the officials who have actually threatened to end him. "I've been threatened by deputies, lieutenants, and sergeants," he said. Melly continued, "They will hide me from the world and threaten to beat my ass every day, and if I tell my lawyers, they will lie and say I hit them first. I have literally been hidden from the world, so I have no other choice but to believe the next step is them beating half to death." YNW Melly's legal team is yet to speak on this recent development on what's really happening to him behind bars, but his mother granted a session with TMZ where she spoke about the injustice that her son is subjected to while behind bars. Melly's mother, Jamie Demons King, made a video where she said that the jail where Melly is being held definitely needs to be investigated, as the people in charge have been making up their own rules on how to treat the inmates. She also revealed that they've tried to go to court regarding the situation of Melly in jail. She said, "We've tried to go to court about this situation, but the judge doesn't really have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail. We actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules, and I don't think that's fair because I know that they need to answer to someone too."
Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. They are making up their own rules.
Melly's mother stressed the fact that he was being maltreated while he was still considered innocent. She said, "He has not been convicted of anything yet, but even inmates who have been convicted have the right to use a telephone during their time behind bars. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him," she continued. "It's just not right. It's Christmas, and Christmas Day is my birthday too. And I just want to hear my son's voice. That's like the bare minimum. I just want to hear his voice. I just want to hear that he's okay."
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless.
According to her, Melly's recent posts made her heartbroken and completely helpless. YNW Melly phone privileges withdrawn. The issue of YNW Melly's lack of communication with the outside has been going on for a long while. Apparently, his phone privileges were cut off in May 2022 to punish him for the offenses he committed while behind bars. According to reports from the jail authorities, Melly used other inmates' personal identification numbers to make over 3,000 calls since he was locked up in 2019. He made most of these calls to his girlfriend, Iran Barnett, but lied that he was making calls with his legal team and family. The authorities claimed that they once heard him talking on a recorded line with his girlfriend, and he said, "Hey, I'm supposed to be talking to my lawyer. Whenever they call you, be like, is this Miss Liberty? Is this person?" Just be like, yup. Melly recently claimed that all of these allegations were false, and the only offense he committed was using other inmates' PINs, and that was only because the authorities held onto his phone PIN since he got locked up in 2019. He said, "They took my phone privileges indefinitely of my one violation for using another inmate PIN to talk on the phone, when I am not allowed to use the phone. If I had been treated like every other inmate at this facility, my phone PIN would have been restored and phone privileges given back after 30 days, per the handbook." Melly further revealed that his phone privileges had been suspended since May 8, 2022, and he couldn't reach out to anyone. He said in an Instagram post, "I can't call my family or lawyers to notify them if I have been beaten or harassed," he continued. "I am housed and surrounded in the care of power-struck deputies and captains of high authority that even have told me to my face that they don't like me, and I pissed them off. I am not safe in the hands of these people, especially if the highest in command in the jail doesn't like me. I am in fear of my life. My family is in fear for my life. I cannot do another day here. Someone please help me get moved to another county jail until my trial. Please." YNW Melly faces death sentence. Being behind bars has been really tough for YNW Melly. Not only does he have to deal with the jail officials threatening his life, but he also has to worry about the prosecutors who want to put him in the chair so badly. Melly, who was arrested and charged with the murder of 2 men, had the death penalty taken off his trial in early 2022 when a judge revealed that the prosecutors couldn't apply the death penalty since they didn't properly notify Melly and his legal team. The prosecution took the lesson and came back for Melly and his team with full force. They spent the last few months going through the right process. Their request has, however, been approved, as the judge who ruled in favor of the prosecution wrote, "The state complied with its statutory obligations when it filed its notice of intent to seek the death penalty within 45 days of arraignment." He adds, "In the present case, the defendant, YNW Melly, was clearly noticed and apprised of the state seeking the death penalty in 2019. The defendant has had nearly 3 years to start the preparation of his defense to the state seeking the death penalty between the filing of the original notice and the superseding indictment." That's the end of today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more content. Thanks.